Wait, so Marvel's doing a new stunt with one of their gimmicks? Genius! So in the next coming months, we're going to be getting Marvel Legacy, which is of course going to be the new initiative for Marvel Comics. And along with that, we are promised to be getting some new things as well as getting some returning faces. And one of the things that Marvel Legacy is promising is of course the death of the mighty Thor, or more specifically Jane Foster. And for some people who may know, the cover for that is of course referencing the death of Captain Marvel. Which is interesting because both Jane Foster and Marvel at some point have been suffering from cancer. Now something that has been consistent when it comes down to Jane Foster as Thor is that whenever she wields Mjolnir, she transforms into her Thor form, and as long as she's in that transformation, then the cancer is almost non-existent. However, every time Jane Foster reverts from her Thor form and back to her human form, then the cancer becomes worse. And seeing how bad Jane Foster really looks whenever she's in her mortal form, she doesn't seem too far off from actually dying. Now seeing Marvel killing off Jane Foster Thor is not a shock to anyone, and that mostly stems to the fact that whenever you have a new character who takes over from a major hero, it's never permanent and the original hero will always come back. And this is even more evident because Marvel Legacy has been teasing heavily with the return of Odinson coming back as the original Thor once again. And seeing as how Thor has been separated from Mjolnir for almost 4 years at this point, this is a long time coming. Now I know Jane Foster Thor certainly does have a lot of her haters floating around, however she does have a fan base as well. And honestly, I personally think that Jane Foster Thor is a rather fun character, and I can understand why some people may dislike this character, but if you look at this character on her own, I still think she's a rather compelling character. And seeing as how Jane Foster Thor is on a bunch of covers prior to this, I don't think this character is going to die right off the bat. And I feel like Marvel's trying to do one of these things in a similar fashion to the Death of Wolverine story arc, where you're going to see Jane Foster doing a bunch of heroic things and then having her final hurrah. And so long as Jane Foster has a satisfying conclusion, then I'm all for Marvel killing off this character. Because at the end of the day, I think everyone is surprised as to how long she survived as Thor. And if Jane Foster is going to die and that Odinson is going to be the real Thor once again, then what's going to happen with Volstagg as the War Thor? Like, is Volstagg going to be more of a side character and only pop up every now and again as the War Thor? Or is his transformation as the War Thor only going to be short term and that after a story arc or two he will return as Volstagg? And seeing as how Odinson is going to come back as Thor, then what's the point in having Volstagg at all? I honestly don't see a reason as to why War Thor even exists. Unless of course Volstagg is going to turn unwillingly evil, then I digress. But at the end of the day, one Thor is enough. And Marvel Legacy is promising that they're trying to fix everything, so they might as well just keep their promise and stick to having one Thor. So how do you feel about the death of Jane Foster? Are you going to miss this character? Are you glad that she's finally going to go away? Or do you think that there's going to be a little twist behind this? Comment below and share some thoughts. And as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Take care and have a good one.